I can't remember the first time I was harassed at a bar, right? I remember. I think you get used to it. As much as I was in bars and worked in bars, I mean, getting harassed at work is pretty much par for the course when you work in a bar, right? I mean, I was asking for it, really, right? And I can't remember the first time I got yelled at or on the street walking home from middle school. It was either high school boys or full-grown men. Usually construction workers or landscape trucks. It's not just the polite honk. I don't mind the polite honk. No. I do remember I was 14. I'm wearing a white V-neck half sleeve t-shirt from the Limited Too. Khaki shorts from Marshall's. I had a 3-inch inseam. I was 14. A summer away from high school. My mom had just stopped letting me wear the 5-inch inseam. I felt really grown up. I had my knockoff Doc Marten leather sandals. They were still leather. They were definitely knockoff Doc Martens. From Costco. Back then we called it Price Club. And he must have been watching me and following me. I want to say it was a mile, right? Just at a mile. The distance from my middle school to my house. Which, ironically, made me and my parents think it was safer than even taking the bus, which I couldn't take. They said I lived too close. So, I walked. And that's still when we had books, like full-size books. It was good for me. Built character. He must have been watching for a while. Following me for a while. Because the road he was waiting for me on had no outlet. Well, it did. It was a U-shaped, so you went in and you went out. It was like a horseshoe. He pulled up to the stop sign at the same time I was about to cross the street. Timed perfectly. And I waved for him to go. And he waved for me to go. And I waved for him to go. And he waved for me to go. And before I walked past, before I crossed his first headlight, he had opened the door, which stunned me. I just looked at him with my hands open like this, and he grabbed my wrist. And I realized the trunk was open. And that's when the screams came. Thank God, because in my nightmares, I had always been unable to scream. Which may seem crazy to you if you know me. Because I can scream. I screamed. And he didn't stop. And a woman in her backyard heard me. She had been home with her kids who had the chicken pox. She started screaming back, "What's wrong? What's happening?" And you could hear her start to scramble over the fence. And he miraculously dropped my wrist. She got over just in time to see him drive away. And even though I didn't get his license plate, I knew it was one of those newer license plates, not one of the old red Arizona license plates. And I knew it was an old car, like a classic car, like in the 60s, probably more like 70s, maybe early 80s. Blue, chrome, white top. I picked him out of a photo lineup at school. They pulled me out of class to pick a man out of a photo lineup. I had never seen him before, even though he lived 4 doors down. The prosecutor said that they had made some mistakes in gathering evidence and that he had passed a lie detector test. They thought it was probably because he knew which drugs to take to regulate his heartbeat or something, because he had already been in jail many years ago for child pornography. Nonetheless, he went free. I was 14.